Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about NIO. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be doing a video about NIO and why we actually got a big jump from NIO today, kind of what the future of the company is, and kind of going over their deliveries for the month of May. So before I get started, guys, I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So that being said, let's get started with the video. So we see today NIO up 5%. Here we could see that NIO was up as much as almost 10%. A lot of people kind of wondering why. Well, I mean, there definitely has been a lot of good news for NIO over the last couple of days. I mean, we do know that basically an analyst from Morgan Stanley came out and basically said, you know, NIO is poised for a run, that NIO is probably going to have a pretty good run into the 30s, probably within the next couple of months. So that's obviously a very good sign. We do know that NIO stock as a whole has been completely oversold a lot compared to, you know, its other competitors, but I feel like NIO slowly is starting to make some ground once again. Looking at the 1 week chart, it's up 26.29%, which is just absolutely amazing. Looking at the 1 month chart, we're up 10.95%, which is really good. 3 month chart, we're still down about 16%, and the 1 year chart, we're still down about 54%. I do expect NIO stock to kind of have a pretty good run going into the second half of this year. I do know we have their earnings report coming out on June 9th, so I'm pretty excited to see what that kind of entails. I know their earnings aren't going to be spectacular just due to the simple fact that, you know, China's kind of been under lockdown of COVID, but I am pretty looking, you know, kind of looking for better guidance from NIO, seeing how they're better managing and seeing how they're going to kind of get back on track. But overall, the company's doing pretty good, and we actually got their deliveries for the month of May just this morning, and they were actually pretty good deliveries. Now, I'm not saying that NIO's hitting record deliveries right now, obviously, but NIO delivered a total of about 7,000 cars, which is pretty good. It's 4.8% up year over year, which is absolutely outstanding because it's still growing year over year. But the biggest thing is, one, it's a lot more than their April deliveries. We took a look at their April deliveries, and their April deliveries kind of fell, I believe, around 5,000 cars, which honestly was not that good, but kind of seeing this little bit of a big jump, you know, it made investors pretty optimistic about NIO stock as a whole. But the biggest thing, though, is NIO was able to do this while basically being under a COVID-19 lockdown. I know they actually had to stop production for a little bit, or they were just operating on weekends. So, you know, NIO being able to produce 7,000 cars is really, really good. I believe XPeng did about 10,000, and I believe Li Auto did about 11,000. So obviously, NIO a little bit lower than the bunch, but I want people to remember that NIO is a luxury EV brand, so I don't really like comparing NIO to XPeng and Li Auto. But taking a look at it from the biggest perspective here, and that is NIO is doing great things. The company is growing, and the company continues to expand. I know basically as the months go on, NIO is definitely going to start retracing back into the mid-20s and maybe even into the early 30s. For me personally, I know it's been tough holding this stock altogether. The stock is so volatile. It has big run-ups. It has big run-downs. But for now, if NIO can actually put out a good earnings report, I am expecting a big bullish sentiment coming from NIO stock within the next couple of weeks and over the next couple of months as well. And the greatest thing of it all is now that China is finally reopened, NIO can kind of go back to full capacity and start producing as much cars as possible. We definitely take a look as well that we do still have some big things coming for NIO for the rest of the year. We have their EC8 SUV, I believe that's coming out mid-June, like I said, along with the earnings report. I know we have FOMAC meeting coming up, which is definitely going to play a huge role into stocks, seeing how Jerome is going to continue to tackle basically rising inflation. I believe we're going to get a 0.50 hike, but this still is going to play a role into a bunch of stocks because they trade on the New York Stock Exchange. But NIO as a company is doing very well. I know that they're finally completing NIO Park, and we also have the ET5 sedan coming at the end of the year, which in my personal opinion is going to be an absolute game changer for NIO. I'm pretty bullish going into the rest of the year. I know the first half of the year has been pretty rough, but I've continued to dollar cost average into NIO because I think this company is absolutely going to be huge. I know a lot of people bought it at $11, but Like I said, we have Cathie Wood, George Soros, a lot of big time hedge funds that are still picking up NEO stock. Having analysts come out saying basically like now is a very good time to be picking up NEO stock. The stock is completely undervalued. And I mean, you've had a lot of analysts come out and say this. So obviously, always got to take what people say with a grain of salt. But like I said, there's a lot of bullish sentiment around NEO. There's a lot of bullish sentiment around the stock in itself because like I said, the stock has been beaten down so hard. And the company continues to grow. Like I said, it's been tough to see the bearish price action. But then again, like I said, there's a lot of companies out there that are not doing well. There's a lot of companies out there and stocks that are kind of trading pretty low right now. So I'm pretty bullish going into the rest of the year. I know that NEO also, and obviously this has kind of been in talks for a while, but NEO does plan on kind of trying to come to the United States. I know this has been in talks for a while now, so I would love to see NEO actually execute on this. But the biggest thing, like I said, is no matter what's going on in the world, we have a Russia-Ukraine war, rising inflation, COVID in China, but NEO has not stopped its growth plans altogether, which makes me super, super bullish on the overall company and why I've continued to dollar cost average into this company. Because like I said, although there's so many macroeconomic factors that are affecting the stock in the short term, long term, NEO stock is going to be a winner. I wish people could see that more. And I understand that, there's a lot of FUD that surrounds the stock and the fact that, it could potentially be delisted and then it was added to the delisting list. I don't think NEO stock is going to get delisted, and I know that the China and the USA are working pretty hard all together to finally come to a deal about auditing and letting the United States finally have access to basically Chinese stocks books. So this is definitely going to be a game changer for Chinese stocks. But like I said, we still do have a lot of ground to make up. I do think that NEO is going to go on a run. I do see us kind of heading into the 20s, even mid 20s within the next couple of weeks. And within the next month or two, I do expect us to start slowly trending back upward as stocks are slowly poising back for a recovery. Like I said, the biggest thing we're going to be looking out for as NEO investors is their earnings report coming out on June 9th and the FOMC meeting, seeing how Jerome Powell is definitely going to execute on that. But I know NEO's earnings are probably not going to be the greatest, but for me, I'm looking for the guidance. I'm looking for the fact that, the company is continuing to grow. The company continues to still stand strong. For me, like I said, it sucks looking at the price be this low when NEO was trading at $40, $50, $60, but I do know that NEO stock is one day going to return to those levels. So I can be patient. I'm continuing to dollar cost average because I know it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 years from now, I'm not going to be able to buy NEO stock at these prices. And this is why I encourage people, although it's not financial advice, now is a perfect time to be picking up NEO stock, even at $18.43, because when the stock starts hitting $30, $40, and $50, $18 is going to look pretty dang cheap in comparison. So with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comments below, guys, what you think of NEO. What did you guys think of NEO's delivery report? If you guys own NEO stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.